All right, hello and welcome to another Synth Sunday here with me, Bo. A little coffee with Bo stream, and I hope you're having a fantastic weekend. I'm actually trying to live stream some more on the weekends because I know it's a little bit easier for people around the globe to catch me. It should be early in the day on the US side of things, and late afternoon in Sweden and Europe. So I hope everybody's doing good. My name is Bo, and this is a little Synth Q&A live stream. We just hang out, I answer some questions, we look at some stuff. I got some toys lined up here that I want to show you, stuff that I'll be reviewing on the channel as well further down the line this autumn and into the winter. And yeah, just hanging out. So let's do a little intro. Here's an intro. All right, so that's the intro. So let's see here. I'm just going to pull out the chat room here so I can see what you guys are saying. So I see some people here. Trevor, Grimfox, good seeing you. Thank you, Grimfox, for Grimpox maybe for what you wrote. Thank you so much. Let's see here. The Soropa baby. Pronunciations are hard. I'm drinking tea right now, and I have a little sip of the coffee here. John, good seeing you. Info, good seeing you as well. Ankit, Braveheart, good seeing you. Doc Hornet, good seeing you as well. Studio Geek, good seeing you. Draco, good seeing you. Let's see here. Elliot, good seeing you as well. Tyler Allen Johnson, hello. Testa Toby, hello. S-Step Sequence, good seeing you here. Nice. MU8 Sound, good seeing you as well. So, all right. Thank you, Griff Fox, yeah. Pronunciations are hard. And last week's funny pronunciation was that I pronounced touche, touch E. But it wasn't really, I know that touche is pronounced kind of that way. I just misread the name, so it wasn't really, it wasn't really something. Yeah, whatever. So, yeah, so good to see everybody here. And Kev says, "Oh, first time I had a chance to catch you live, so hello." Well, hello back to you. So I know a lot of you guys are new to my live streams. It's basically what it says. I have different layouts. So this is a Coffee with Bo stream. So it's basically like a Synth Q&A. We talk. I try to interact with you guys. It's like catching up. I talk a little bit about what's going on my end of things. Talk a little bit about maybe some news that come up. Basically just a way to connect. And then of course, let me switch you can see here when I switch the little graphics here. We also do music feedback streams, and we also do live interviews. You see here a live interview. So these are the layouts. Basically corresponds to different types of streams. So this is a talk stream. It might play some of my own music. Maybe I'll play a video or two, but usually it's just a hangout, a good way to connect. So hope everybody had a nice weekend. I don't know if people have been celebrating Halloween yet, or because I think it's coming up this Tuesday, right? If I'm not mistaken. And of course, I have a little Halloween episode that I'm working on. I think it will be fun. We'll also do a Patreon giveaway. So if you're a patron, be sure to check the news forum on simplysynth.com. That's the new Patreon forum. We'll be doing a little giveaway there. Native Instruments sponsored me with a little piece of software that we are giving away. It's going to be a little quiz with some funny questions, I think. So I'll post, I think, on Tuesday when the Halloween video is live. So let's see here. Paul, good seeing you as well. Juman, good seeing you as well. Eric, Michael, good seeing you as well. It's a lot of friendly faces. Retrodrome, good seeing you as well. Hans Volts, Hans, good seeing you. Martin Neal, good seeing you. So this has basically been an experiment of mine to do some, talking, doing the live streams on Sundays, doing the live talks on Sundays, because I do feel like a lot of you guys, of course, you have work to do in the weeks. I know I've been doing them like midday European time, and that's a horrible time for US people. It's in the morning for most US people. So yeah, I think so. What I'm thinking of doing is putting more live streams in the beginning, or sorry, in like. Yeah, well, it's in the morning time for US people on Sundays, and afternoon for Swedes or Europeans. That way, I hope to catch more of you guys. So I hope to do regular live stream content on Sundays. That's what I'm saying. So that's nice. Good. Let's see here. Yeah, Tyler. Native Instruments actually reached out and asked if I wanted to do a giveaway for this the Halloween episode. Let me show you guys. Sorry for the clicking. So this time it'll be a Patreon giveaway, because I do feel like you guys who support me as patrons should get something extra. So I will do a little giveaway, and this time, let's see if I can show you. This time I'll be giving away, or me and Native Instruments will be giving away Thrill, a real-time cinematic tension instrument. And it's basically what it is. Because of course, for Halloween, we wanted something themed. It's priced €299, I guess it's $299 as well. And it's a complete instrument. And it does sound really, really cool. We can just have a little listen here. So it's kind of these, spooky, atmospheric soundscapes, and you can switch. As you can see here on the little image here, you can basically there's not like a matrix. It's like a, how do you say? Well, coordinate system or whatever. And you can switch between different types of sounds and how they are, kind of mixed in these presets. So I think that's pretty cool. So that's what we're doing for a little Halloween giveaway. So that's coming up on Tuesday. Definitely. Rick James, good seeing you. Let's see here. David, good seeing you as well. Paul LeBlanc, good seeing you as well. Good having everybody here. Wayne C, good seeing you. So Wayne C says, thanks for going on, Bo. You should talk about the Synthstrom Deluge synthesizer. I never get that right. Somebody can write how it's supposed, because I know I'm pronouncing it wrong when I say Deluge, I think, or it's Deluge. I'm so confused. The problem is, Wayne C, that I have so limited experience with it, and I think it's such an interesting synthesizer, the Deluge, and it's kind of a groove box and sampler, so it's kind of hard to talk about in a good sense. I haven't used it. I've just seen a lot of videos on it, but it does look very interesting. But I think it's one of those. It's like the Octatrack, if you are how to say this, if you have a decent experience with making music, I think it's one of those tools that can really enhance you. But if you're just coming into the game, I think it can be a little bit daunting with an Octatrack or a Deluge. So I think it's a super interesting instrument, very deep, but I'm not entirely sure it's super beginner friendly, in the sense that there's so much to comes to grip with. Yeah, that's very cool. So if you guys have questions, about me, about the channel, about synths, about music, just put them down there and try to answer and get back. And I saw some other questions. Let's see here. Let me scroll up here. I'm trying to keep up here. Elliot says, broke my leg last weekend. The struggle is real. No celebrating for me until late December. I'm sorry to hear that, Elliot. Sorry to hear it. I hope you're doing fine. I hope you have, some music tools that you can sit around and play with while mending that broken leg. Let's see here. Testo Tubi says that he got the Keylab 61 coming tomorrow, if I'm not misreading what you wrote there. And that's very nice, super nice. The Keylab is cool, really cool. So let's see here. John asks, what kind of black magic did you just use with the background? You mean with the drawn with the UI? It's just images. Just images. It's nothing fancy. So that's good. Paul Mata asks, "Hey Bo, can you weigh in on the Yamaha Reface CS? Any better poly for the money?" Damn, that's hard. You know, I don't have a strong opinion on the Reface series. I know a mate of mine uses the CS and he thinks it's really good, and it does sound good. Kind of hard to say. I'm not a huge fan of the Yamaha Reface series. I do feel like you could maybe go for something like a Mini Logue, which is of course a bit more expensive instead, but you would get even more hands-on control. You would get a I think, at least that's my opinion, a wider sound scope. A wider range of sounds might be a better way to say it in English, or go for something like I would say even something like, going for something like an Novation Ultra Nova would be perhaps preferable, because it will give you a lot more for just a little bit more money. That's my take on it. But of course, if you can get like a Reface series synth used for cheap, yeah, I can't fault you for getting one. Seems very cool. So yeah. But I do feel like unless you're really into like small form factor stuff like the Volcas and the Reface series and so on, tiny portable stuff, I feel like oftentimes people buy them, they use them for a while, then they sell them and get something else. But if you get something like Ultra Nova, you have a synth that you can really grow into. It's a much deeper synth. So that's my thought on it as well. And okay, so coming up on the channel, I just want to show you guys some stuff as well. This is coming up soon on the channel. I'm going to do a video on this. This is the Dude from Bastel. It's a small battery powered 5-channel mono mixer. You can also do some weird feedback stuff that so you can get sounds out of it. Very limited though. Haven't tried it much, but it does sound. It's a pretty quiet, pretty cool little mixer. 5 mono tracks, and even if you pull in two channels from the same synth, since you can't pan it, I think stereo options are fairly limited. But I'm going to try and do something. I have an idea, like using this with the circuits and the circuits in mono, and maybe like a mono rig. That's something I've been considering doing. So this is coming up on the channel in a little while. Let's see here. George, good seeing you, and thank you for the support over on Patreon as well, George, and good seeing you on the forum. Another thing that's coming up, guys, or another thing that might interest you is, of course, the fact that we now have a Patreon forum. So let me see here. I can go. Wait. Let's see. Yes. Here. So we now have a Patreon forum. It's a synth forum over on simplysynth.com. If you donate $1 a month, you gain access to it because you become a patron, and I think it will be an interesting place. It's basically a way for me to interact more with everybody, talk more, and we have some interesting topics going on here. Synth cats. We're talking a little bit about what our studios look like. This one was really funny. The Guilty Pleasure album or tracks, or guilty. I submitted Toxic with Britney Spears. That's my guilty pleasure. So I'm going to post this link here in the chat. If somebody wants to, check it out after the stream, go ahead and do that. And I think it will be a nice place to hang out. It's something quite different from the Facebook groups, I think. Let's see here. Rick James asks, "Hey Bo, I'm thinking about getting the Korg Minilogue, but I really want the SCO2. What should I go with first? Any thought?" So it depends, Rick, depending on what you got, but I would go for the SCO2 because I do feel like the sound is really there. I think it's generally, unless you're really, really interested in the particular sound of the Minilogue, I think the SCO2 might be a little bit more powerful and generally more well received in terms of the sound. It's a little bit easier to like the sound of it, so I would go for that. Let's see here. Elliot says, I have the Matrix boot, drum boot, and System 1 to keep me company for the healing process. But don't put the drum boot in your lap if your if your leg is broken. Don't do that. You know, don't bring it to the bed. It's a drum boot in the bed. You know, might mess up your leg. Somebody here with a name I can't see what name it is says, do you think a small portable synthesizer such as the OP1 can completely replace a DAW? No, definitely not. It can't completely replace a DAW. I think you can write music with it. I think it's, if you learn it well enough, you can really do full tracks on it, but I don't think it completely replaces a DAW. If you look at somebody like Jeremy from Red Means Recording, you'll see that he uses OP1, but he does sequence and do a lot of stuff in Ableton as well. And I think if he, you know, that basically shows you that, sure, you can do a lot of great music on the OP1, but if you want to take it to the next level, you kind of need a DAW anyway. I think in general, there's few genres that benefit from not using a DAW. In general, I think a DAW is always a good thing, but not always necessary. Alberto asks, is VCV Rack good for beginner? No, it's definitely not a beginner's tool. You can use it, but I wouldn't start there for sure. I would start with a DAW or something like Fruit Loops, Cubase, Ableton or something, and just using the native plugins that you got. And the sip of the coffee. So let's see here. Decant hand or decant hand. Yeah, decant. I'm going to say decant. Decant asks, what do you think of Make Noise, Ocos, for example? I think the Ocos is really interesting. I think it's an acquired taste. It's very experimental, something you use to explore sound with. Perhaps not something you need in a standard rig, but I think it's very cool indeed. Let's see here. Ardian, hey Bo, why do you not have a cover for the Minilog? Well, because I actually use it. No, I have covers for these two, they don't get much use. Well, it's kind of true. I move the Minilog around more, and to be honest, these are, you know, 1,500 euro products. That's a 500 euro product. So I did feel like, and it's also located higher up. I bought the plastic covers mainly because my daughter, sometimes she throws stuff, and I was a little worried, you know, she might throw something and hit the Moog or Moog. So yeah. Jigwig, good seeing you, and Slacker, good seeing you as well. Does coffee affect my production? I'm not sure. Maybe. Maybe it does. I'm not sure. You know, if I get like, okay, so if I drink too much coffee and I get like jittery, I noticed that if I get like this coffee surge, you know, jittery feel, then I might actually, you know, I actually noticed that I do lose a little bit of my ability to tune stuff. It's like I'm a little bit too jittery, too tense, and I don't really perceive things as they are. So let's see here. Elliot says, the Matrix is already in the bed. That's nice. I think the Matrix is a perfect synth for when you have a cold. You know, you just bring it to bed, you pile it. You could use the Matrix boot as like a pillow. Heard it here first. Higher Analog has a good point. The VCV rack would be a good start learning tool if you plan to avoid a DAW, and I agree, Higher Analog, that would be the case. Yeah, if you plan to not use a DAW, but on the other hand, if you don't use a DAW, yeah, I mean, why limit yourself? Why not use a DAW if you're already using a computer? That would be my take on it. Let's see here. Renee, good seeing you as well. Eric, good seeing you. Mr. Basic, always good having you here. Matt, good seeing you here. Matt says, I'm thinking of buying my first real analog synth in a couple of days. Electron A4 MK1, any thoughts? Yeah, Matt, I think if you can get a good deal on the A4 MK1, I think you're in for a treat. It's a very interesting synth. Remember that it's a little bit, I wouldn't say like, it does have a analog tone and whatnot, but it's more on the digital side of the analog spectrum, if this makes sense. But if you take something like the Minilogue or like the Sub 37, those are very classic analog synths, while the A4 has a different how do you say, different layout, different approach to synthesis, much deeper, much more versatile, but also different. You don't have that kind of satisfying filter sweeping that you have on a Moog, for example, or a Moog. You can do filter sweeps, of course, but it's not the same feel to it with those knobs and with the way the synth engine works. It's just a little bit different, definitely. Ganya, good seeing you, mate. Yo, Bo, lots of eggs, no coffee. Well, we got a little. I got the tiny cup today. The tiny cup. It's my lady. She says, I can't drink too much coffee. So even if you add a bunch of effect boxes, I think the OP1 is still the sequencer on the OP1 is not good enough to compare to a DAW. I just don't think you have the kind of control and the kind of flexibility. You can do real good stuff on OP1, evidently, but it's definitely not a replacement for a DAW. It's just it does some things that a DAW does. If you're wondering about noises in the background, that's my little daughter. She's running around here. That's a drawback with streaming afternoons European time, because I of course have my family at home, but they are kind enough to let me stream. What kind of coffee do you like? It's the standard coffee question. I drink Lavazza Gold. Let's see here. Lavazza Gold. Let me show you. That's what I usually drink. Today I'm drinking drip coffee because my wife made drip coffee. But normally I'm drinking the Lavazza espresso grind. I fine grind it. And I use an AeroPress. And some of you guys are yawning. You've heard me say this 1,000 times. I used AeroPress from Aerobi. I love it. It's a very, very simple way to make great coffee, and you don't need any expensive equipment. Thank you, Studio Geek. I thought the video was kind of cute too. Let's see here. So let's see. I'm kind of behind here on the chat. Itchy Beat, good seeing you as well. Wayne C asks, Bo, have you released an album? What type of music do you make? The most EDM or what type? I don't make much EDM. I made like dance music way back, but that was more like Euro dance stuff, kind of cheesy stuff, even more cheesy than the EDM stuff, I guess. But I don't really have that, in my body, that kind of dance type music. Doesn't come naturally. I've released a couple of albums. If you YouTube search my name, my real name, which is Bo Nurmi, you can check it on Facebook. If you iTunes or Spotify search, you'll find, and there's links in some of my videos as well. You'll find some of the older albums. I can probably play you like the old school stuff that I made. But yeah, at the moment I'm kind of in between. I'm not sure really what I want to do for my next releases. Basically just exploring sounds, exploring teaching, exploring communicating music. It's something I want to explore because I'm a teacher, a university teacher, and a licensed psychotherapist. So communicating, making a community is something that always been interesting to me, rather than just becoming like an artist, where I feel I don't really have this strong urge to become an artist in that sense. So I guess I'm an artist in a different sense. So that's my music. Let's see, what other questions do we have? Yeah, Michael, that's a good answer. So for polysynths, for example, access virus B or C should be, yeah, that should be a really nice starter synth. For example, if you can find it used, definitely those come highly recommended. And yes, the Minilogue is polyphonic. It's four note polyphonic. Renee says, I like your new abstract hip hop style. Thank you, Renee. Basically, I guess what I'm most into at the moment is sort of this Berlin school, Jean-Michel Jarre, electronic beats mashup. I think that's something I want to explore more. I think that's something I want to explore, definitely. Danny, good seeing you as well. Talking about sequencers, I love the shuffle on machine. Yeah, Ichibeat. Yeah, I love the new variation feature where you have humanize and you have randomize on the machine. I can show you guys. So basically on the new hardware here, you have a dedicated button here called variation. If you press it, you go into humanize and randomize modes. You can basically randomize patterns, and you can also humanize patterns, which basically means that you set a percentage, and that's a percentage of how much a step will be shifted from its original. So if you quantize something 100%, and you can use if you play sloppy like I do, you can quantize it 100% and then use the humanize function in order to create some variation. I think that's really nice. So yeah. So let's see here. What's up? See here. Lux, Elliot, good seeing you. JJS, good seeing you all. Let's see here. JJS says, yes, the OP1 is very capable of musical sketchbook, not a DAW replacement in any way. Yeah, I don't even think like the Octatrack sitting over there. I still have the Mark 1. But yeah, I don't even think the Octatrack is a good replacement for a DAW in general. Dominic asks, how do you treat your hardware synths while producing? Do you record immediately or save your ideas in MIDI? What works best for me is kind of to just record stuff as much as possible as wave, and that way I can't go back and change things up all the time. And because oftentimes whenever I feel like I should have saved the MIDI, blah blah, oftentimes it's just not a good track. So I try and stick to a formula where I try to basically when I fire up my synths and start something, I try and record like some kind of intro, like a verse, a chorus, some variations, and try to record as much as possible quickly as wave or as audio, because I do feel like it's that a little, it's not, because you have to determine things, you have to decide, and I feel like oftentimes the two things that I like to do is either do it that way, because then it's destructive, you can't go back and just change stuff up. Or I'd like to do it really quickly, like doing beats on the fly. I have a video next week, coming up on Thursday. A video where I do four beats, electronic beats, really quickly on the Machina. And I also love that because that kind of forces you to just create and not stop and think too much about where you're headed. And yeah, so with the synths, I like to record it as much as possible as wave or as audio, because otherwise, it's so easy to just, okay, I'll leave it, I go back and fix it, blah, blah, and you'd never do that anyway, so. And I also feel like, having stuff as audio sometimes it lets you, that's why I love like the Octatrack, because you have a lot of things as audio in it, and you can't just change and change and change, so sometimes it just takes you very different places, if that makes sense. Let's see here. Yeah, exactly, Eric. Even Red Means Recording finishes his OP1 tunes in a DAW. Yeah, definitely. Elliot says, I find the Matrix Brute a real time burner. I find myself getting frustrated sometimes as it's not a synth that comes with instant gratification, but hunting for the sweet spot is rewarding. Yeah, Elliot, yeah, I kind of see what you mean. It's not like you just pull up a sawtooth and add some sub and like, yeah, here we go. Like, I would say the sub 37 is much more instant gratification. It's so easy. You know, you turn up an oscillator, you add a fifth. And my daughter, she just came and say hello, so I'm going to let her stay for a little while. She just came in here and wanted to say hello to you guys. So if you can you vinka till kameran? So she's here, and she doesn't really understand English that well. But you can say, hur säger man pojke på engelska?
Pojke.
Ja, men hur säger man det på engelska? Kommer du ihåg det? Boy.
Boy.
Och vad heter pappa på engelska? Kommer du ihåg vad pappas musik heter på engelska? Bobeats.
Bobeats.
Kan du säga det igen?
Bobeats.
Yes. I'm training her. Okej, ska du gå ut till mamma igen?
Yeah.
Ska du vara med? Listen. Oh yeah, so she can stick around a little while. Let's see here. Let's see here. She loves the synths. Yeah. Studio Geek asks, is she going to make a YouTube? No YouTube for her.
YouTube.
Så tyst, du får inte prata om det sitter här.
Titta sig efter lyktan. Kom nu.
Kom, nu får du gå. Hejdå. Så.
Ska du jobba för hjälp?
All right. Oh, she wanted to play. You know, she wanted to hang out, but unfortunately, she doesn't really know what silent means. Yeah. She has a ton of Lego. Yeah, I got a stylophone, and she loves the stylophone, the Gen 1X or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, we're talking about the Matrix Brute, kind of sidetracked there with the daughter came in here. The Matrix Brute is it's not an instant gratification tool, but I managed to make like a string sound, because you can really, you know, tune and tweak the oscillators and, you know, sound in such a way that you can get some really interesting sounds. I managed to get kind of a shallow type sound out of it, and yeah, very cool. Let's see here. If you posted a question and I didn't get to it, you know, feel free to post it again. Sometimes it's hard to follow up and see all the questions here. Let's see here. Yeah, we talked about my old music, my old stuff. Oh, and if you are here and you enjoy the live streams, don't forget to hit the like button. We are 50 people here and there's only 27 likes, so we need to hit the little like button because we need to fight the dislike trolls, or the dislike bots that I heard about. SC asks, any thoughts on the Dreadbox synths? Yeah, they are amazing. They sound really good. I don't have a good reason why I don't got one, but it's, you know, money would be one reason. But yeah, Braveheart, I don't really have an opinion on the Korg Little Bits. It's not something I've been checking out. Dominic says, I'm going to Tommen's storage facility tomorrow. What synths should I try out? Didn't you want to try the Rev 2? Try the Rev 2, the Prophet 6, the OB6, you know, those synths. Yeah, I thought you were looking for those, so try them out. Try the Dreadbox stuff if you have a chance. Is there anything else new that's coming out? Oh, Roger, we just talked a lot about OP1, but in short, I think it's a super superb synthesizer and creative tool, and I think the only way to know if it's for you is to own one for a while, test it out, really, you know, bring with you, try to make music on the go and see if it sticks with you, you know, if it gels with the way you work. Definitely. Yeah, sure, Renee. If you ever come into contact with somebody, if I'm going to release stuff in the future, I might be looking for a label. So yeah, maybe, maybe. David. Let's see here. David says he pressed liked even if I didn't respond to his Octatrack MK2 review question. Any plans? No, I don't have any plans to review the Octatrack Mark II for 2 reasons. The first reason is that I wanted to play with this one instead. This one got my attention this time. The Analog 4 Mark II that I have sitting over on my Matrix Brute stand. So that got my attention, and I didn't feel like, because the Octatrack is basically the electron that gets least amount of attention on my channel and on my in my own music making creative process. So I didn't feel like the Octatrack would, you know, make much sense for me to review this time around. So that's pretty much it. Michael, I don't really know that much about the Mono Machine other than what people have told me. I tested it, and yeah, I think it could still work definitely in a modern setup. Definitely. The people I know who have it and who have learned to tweak it to make it sound really good seems to like it a lot. Kids asks or says, after your interview with Gas, I'm thinking of holding off getting a new Octatrack. I think it might be nicer to start with a Beatstep Pro sequence, my hardware synths, keep it simpler. Yeah, you know, kids, of course, the price, there's a huge price difference. I have the Beatstep Pro. I think it's a brilliant sequencer. Do note that you need some kind of splitter, MIDI splitter, MIDI through box to split the MIDI, so you can actually actually send to more synths. But yeah, I think it's amazing. Dominic, have a nice day. Have fun at Tommen. And keep up the good work. And join us on simplysynth.com. So guys, if you become a patron, you can also join the new forum that I made for patrons. And I have to give a big thank you to all the patrons, and the patrons that have come and left as well, for all the help and support. But also big shout outs to one in particular. I won't mention its name. I'm not sure he wants me to. That helps me fund the forum. So I actually have a patron who helps me a little bit more with that. Because it does cost, I think costs like, what was it, $120 a month to fund the forum, the discourse forum. So he helps out, and that's a huge bonus. So thank you so much, and also to everybody else, and especially you guys, the Richards, the Matt, and you guys who have been helping me out with the forum since the start. So that's very cool as well. Libnan, good seeing you as well. Mike Smith, good seeing you. And if you're a patron and you haven't checked out the forum, go and check it out. It's super cool. Let's see here. Mr. Basic says, I like System 8 over JDXA, but they both have quirks, so I think Peak or DeepMind. You know what, Mr. Basic? I do agree. I would go for Peak or DeepMind. I would, System 8 and JDXA are like far down on my list on synths I recommend, because I do feel like they're kind of a little bit more dated in the look and the feel of the synths. I feel like the Peak or DeepMind might have a little bit more longevity. Can you say longevity? Just you might keep them for a longer time, if that makes sense. To me, that's why I think like that. Renee says, no more modular. They might revoke your Swedish passport. Yeah, I know. But I do have my electrons, so I think I'm safe on the Swedish side of things. So, Braveheart asks, are you against using soft synths? Yes, I hate... No, definitely not. Soft synths are amazing. In general, if you just want to produce music and you feel that soft synths are fine, go for it. You know, don't invest too much in hardware. It's very expensive. It's time consuming. It's like a hobby in itself. And you know, I'm very clear about that when I talk to people. It's like, I don't necessarily see having a lot of hardware synths as necessarily something that benefits everyone in terms of musical output. But I think the hardware synth community is also a lot about sound, about feel, about maybe also different genres than a lot of the people who use the soft synths, like in the big main genres. And I think there's just something quite different to the culture of hardware synths. I mean, Gas talked about this. If you didn't see Gas Williams in my interview, you should check it out. You can just go to my channel later and check it. So yeah. So yeah, Serum and Massive is awesome. Definitely. Let's see here. Mike Smith asks, what are the benefits of a mixer for a small studio, and why get an audio interface for about the same price when a mixer does the same job but a lot more? That's a good question. So Mike, firstly, an audio interface is almost always better than an equivalent mixer in terms of audio quality and latency. So do you see those USB mixers that are multi-tracking USB mixers? Most USB mixers are not multi-tracking, which means that you only get a stereo or maybe two stereo inputs into the DAW. So they don't really compare well to a sound card. So if you have like a cheap, like a Tascam 16-channel input audio interface and something like a Signature MTK mixer from Soundcraft, in general I would say that audio quality and the latency would be a little bit better on the sound card end of things. But of course you don't have the EQ, maybe you don't have the onboard effects, if there's any onboard effects on the mixer and so on. Also space is an issue. A sound card is much smaller, much more easy, and also oftentimes sound cards can be expanded with ADAT and SPDIF, digital coaxial inputs. So that would be some benefits to having a sound card for sure. Yeah, so and having a mixer, if you don't do multi-tracking, a mixer can be really smooth to use as well, of course, in a smaller studio setup. But in general, I think, in general, I think it's good to start with a decent sound card, and perhaps even a sound card with ADAT, something like an audio fuse that you can expand with, say, 8 additional channels. I think that's really nice. You can buy the Behringer and you have a ton of input channels if you want to do multi-tracking. I think that's super. Yeah, exactly, Cliff. Yeah, some mixers have audio interfaces. So if I would compare using a non-audio sound card mixer to a sound card mixer with USB over audio over USB to a sound card, I would say the sound card wins, because I mean, if we compare a mixer that doesn't have a sound card, you can't really use it in a setup if you don't already have a sound card. So that's kind of out of the question. So you have to look at, like, sound cards are always multi-tracking if they have more than one channel input. And mixers are not always. So that's the first thing you have to look at. And even if they're multi-tracking mixers, oftentimes the latency is a little bit of an issue if you want to use soft synths, for example. So I know a lot of people have pretty high latency latency with their Soundcrafts compared to equivalent sound cards with Soundcraft mixers, if you compare it. So yeah, I think there's benefits to either approach. I do prefer having the sound card. as my go-to. But if you're really big on hardware synths and you just want to multi-track them and you don't use soft synths and you don't care about latency, then a multi-tracking mixer like a Soundcraft MTK. The MTK is important because that stands for the multi-tracking. There's a Soundcraft signature without MTK as well. So yeah. Ardinian says that he just bought the Native Instruments Complete Audio 6 and it's amazing. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, Persona Studio Live is also very, very cool. Yeah, so definitely. And of course, like David says, mixers are more hands-on. You know, of course, if you want that hands-on experience, that's awesome. Yeah. So yeah. So Richard, good seeing you as well. On my system, for example, I have the Claret 8 Pre and I have a Behringer ADAT expansion, and I have let's see here, with a decent buffer, I have somewhere with a workable buffer, I have somewhere between like 5 and 7 milliseconds with 16 channels that I can record, and that of course works well with a lot of and that's round trip latency. I think the round trip is 6-7 milliseconds with the current buffer I'm using, and that's with an older computer as well, and that of course works really well with soft synths. So yeah, but that's also quite an expensive setup, definitely. So yeah, so kids, that kind of answers the question. I also use an audio fuse. I have it over on my secondary setup that I use. Yeah. No reamping, no. Yeah, I use ADAT at the moment. I use the Behringer sitting over there beneath the red one there. There's the Behringer ADAT or ADA 8200, which is a 8-channel additional inputs for my Claret that I bought because it's a little bit cheaper. So good having everybody here. This is a little coffee with Bo Synth Q&A stream. We just hang out, we talk. It's one of the kinds of live streams I do. I also do interviews. Just did one with Gaz Williams from Sonic State. I hope to do an interview with let's see, Nick Bat. I always fumble with his name. I always start to think about all the pulse width modulation memes, and then my brain goes into laughter overload. So yeah, but yeah, I hope to do an interview with him. I think the next interview will be Jacob Hack or Look Mum No Computer, because I've been talking to him, the guy behind Look Mum No Computer, and we've been setting up an interview for early December, so that's coming up as well. Okay, yes. Somebody... What? Somebody posted something really strange. Let's see here. Sonic Nick. Yeah. Yeah, so I do the interviews anyway. I just got caught up in the chat here. Somebody posted something funny that I had to remove, but it was kind of funny. But yeah, I do the interview. So Look Mum No Computer should be coming up. Jacob Hack should be coming up. Woody, I was about to say Woody's Gamer Tag. If somebody's into gaming, maybe they remember that YouTuber, Woody's Gamer Tag. But he's actually is Woody's Piano Shack. So that's coming up as well. How about Trent Reznor? Yeah, that would be something. Definitely. Let's see here. So let's see here. What's else coming up on the channel? Let me show you guys. This is coming up as well. Like I said, the Touch E, Touche. The reason why I said on the live stream I said Touch E because it's the website is Expressive E. So the website is Expressive E, and this is a kind of a pedal controller that you can hook up using USB or using CV. And I think it's coming in a week or two, and I will be using it a little bit for my videos, checking it out, and yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, we can just have a quick check here. And don't forget to have a little sip of the coffee. I think this will be a lot of fun to use together with, for example, the Matrix Brute. As you can see, you have the 4 CV down here, and you have MIDI as well. It's MIDI input, and then you have the USB. So, and you have MIDI out as well on the mini jacks. Yeah, of course you have. Yeah, silly me. So that looks really interesting. Yeah. So probably something that I will use on some of my videos. I'll probably do kind of a review on it. That's what's coming up as well. I think it's very interesting. I'm a lot about exploring expressiveness. I think that's very interesting. So let's see here. What else is coming up? Yeah, I showed you the Dude. That's coming up. I showed you, showing this before, the Micro Granny 2. I'm going to check out more. I actually used the Micro Granny in my new video that is coming up on Tuesday. So on Tuesday there will be a Halloween episode. It's basically me making sounds and music with the Micro Granny and some other stuff, and you know, hopefully some Halloween jokes in there as well. So yeah, definitely. And also we also have a little Patreon giveaway. So on Halloween we will be giving away, me and Native Instruments have hooked up all the patrons, or not all the patrons, but hooked up the patrons with 1 copy of Thrill. It's it's this kind of strange, spooky sounding instrument, a real-time cinematic tension instrument. Yeah, so it has a XY tension control. That's what you're seeing here, and we're giving away 1 copy of that. So it's coming up for the patrons. So go and check the forum if you haven't already. I'll post a quiz, I think, because I can't do lotteries, because that's illegal in Sweden. Or not illegal, but it's illegal to do it if you don't have permission, and it's kind of hard to get permission. And yeah, so no lotteries, so there will be a quiz. Highway says, please do a Stranger Things team remake. But that's, you know, everybody's done that already. You know, it's, I don't know. Not sure. Higher Analog, yeah, there's some GR1 similarities in the sound, but the Thrill complete instrument is has a lot more organic sounds as well, with strings and things you can mix between, and yeah, it's kind of cool. Definitely. And Studio Geek asks, what time is it for me? It's 20 minutes past 5 in Sweden in the afternoon. Yeah, Christian. Yeah, no, Gas have one of the touches. He was actually one, and Matt on the forum. Matt is a moderator on the Simply Synth forum. That kind of, you know, I think when Matt said, "Can you ask Gas about it?" And then I checked it, and I contacted Expressive E and asked if I could have a review unit. So yeah, that's basically it. RDN, good having you. Great to have you on the stream here today. So basically I'm thinking that Sundays might be the new stream day as well. Let's see here. Yeah, sorry, I read a question here. Yeah, so yeah, the Sundays will probably be the new streaming days that I try to do regular streams on Sundays. I might even switch the review streams from Fridays to Sundays, because I think more will be able to join. Because if I do it like now it's kind of late Sunday Swedish time, so I'll be trying to do it around 3 o'clock Swedish time. That's 9 o'clock in the morning in New York. So it gives kind of an idea that people can join in the, you know, after breakfast, or they can join in after lunch. So I think that will be cool. And I posted about it on Instagram as well. And you can see here I have my Bobeats, Twitter, and the Bobeats Instagram down there. Super silly, yeah. So let's see. Messmall says, Bo, does your bearing add a chain with another one to add extra inputs? I can't. The Claret 8 Pre only supports one extra ADAT, so I can only have 16 channels over ADAT. But you can on the bigger one, the Claret 8 Pre X, I think it's called, the bigger one. You can have two. There's two ADAT slots, so you can add even more inputs. So yeah. Mr. Basic says, good. Sundays is good. It's morning for me. Yeah, I kind of, because on a weekday, like a Friday, I understand that people can't join in on a morning stream if they're going to work and so on. So yeah. So I totally get that we have to find a good time slot for it. And I also hope the review streams will be like every other week, and I'll probably do the coffee streams like, the other week. So coffee stream, review stream, like that. And sometimes I'll switch out the coffee streams if I have something fun to show you guys, something I can live stream and talk about. Depends a little bit on my, schedule, and sometimes it takes a little bit of energy and time to set it up. So it depends, but yeah. I did like a first look on some stuff live, and I think I'll try and do that as well on Sundays. I think that'll catch a little bit of attention as well. Yeah, kids, exactly. Yeah, the Apollo 8 has 2 ADAT inputs. Yeah, so that will give you more channels, and that's very cool. But the Claret only has the 1 input, so you can't expand it. And I think it's because they, of course, want to sell their bigger as well. Definitely. Mugs and teas for patrons. Yeah, maybe, Renee, maybe. Clonhead asks, Bo, are you into old school gear samplers? No, not in general. I have very little experience with old school samplers. That's why I think the Digitact is so much fun for me, because it's back in the day, I was more into synths, hardware synths. I didn't use many hardware sequencers or hardware samplers. And the Digitact has this kind of old school vibe because of course, it's super advanced and super easy compared to the old school ones. And it sounds lovely with, it doesn't have that kind of old school sound. But the way you work it, that you have to kind of use the restrictions on it because it's quite limited compared to a lot of other things that I'm using. That's something I really enjoy with the Digitact for sure. Eric, that's good to know. I've been thinking about like a sip of the coffee t-shirt, just for fun. Remember, guys, selling t-shirts is not really viable income for most people. You have to sell so many. But I thought about doing like a limited thing just for fun, just because it's, it would be fun to rock it myself. Just something like a sip of, like a synth, something, like a synth and a coffee cup or something, and just for fun. More online concerts. Yeah, that's interesting, Renee. Yeah, definitely. I want to do more music live as well. Definitely. Matt says t-shirts equals free advertising. Yeah, maybe. I'm not really sure people, if you walk around with a Bobeats t-shirt, it's not like people are like, Bobeats, I heard about that one. It's not like people accidentally stumble upon me, I think. So yeah. So what else did I have anything else here lined up that I wanted to address while we're at it? Also, if you haven't seen the latest video, guys, you should really go and check it. I think most of you have. But my latest video, you might not feel enticed by the title, but it's actually, I think you'll find that there's some interesting stuff going on in it. I got some music and some stuff. So this is the latest video. Basically, it's about the Analog 4, but I used the Matrix Brute as well, and I do some other stuff as well on it. And yeah, I think there's also a pretty cool little jam. It's not very musically impressive. There's a jam in the start and a jam in the end, so maybe something to check out later as well. Yeah, Matt, sure. If yeah, you're wearing the synth, yeah, sure, to the synth meetups. Yeah, why not? So yeah. What else did I think about? Let me see here. Yeah, and I said it like on Tuesday there will be the Halloween episode, and on Thursday I have a little beat making. I can show you guys. You know, I often do kind of a preview live, so let me show you. Let me bring it up. Let me bring the video up. A little preview of Thursday's video as well. It has the most, I think it's one of the best thumbnails I've ever done. It's super silly, but let me show you. Let's see here. Here's the thumbnail. Beat workout, you get it? Beat workout. So that's the thumbnail. And let me see here if I can just show you a little bit of the what's going on. Let's see here if it comes alive, or maybe the internet is. Let's show you guys. So it's basically me making 4 beats really quickly. Skip a little ahead. And now I'm going to load in some kind of melodic sounds. This can work. So a preview of Thursday's video. Just like a beat workout, making 4 beats really quickly. And on top of this, we'll probably need something to kind of hook the listener a little bit more. Let's see if there's some other cool sound here. Yeah, I like this sound. There's some effects on it that I don't like, so let's see if we can bypass it. So 4 little beats that I made on the fly with the Machina. I think it'll be a cool video. I think I got some, yeah, maybe I'll give you some ideas to help you on your journey as well. Yeah. Yeah, Renee, that's some cool ideas for sure. Turn that into clickbait. Top 10 beat workouts you won't believe. Yeah, Lux. Yeah, sure. I should do some more clickbait. People are not getting upset by that. Not the slightest. Let's see here. Number 7 will shock you. Yeah. Oh damn! No. I can do top lists for sure for videos, but I don't want to. I don't want to get too heavy into the clickbaity stuff. I've done that before. Who needs personal brand equity when you can have clickbait? Yeah, exactly. That's basically why I'm doing the Patreon. I will do a Patreon video talking a little bit more about the forum, the new forum that I've made over on simplysynth.com that some of you guys are already members of. Basically, that's just a way to keep away a little bit from the clickbaity stuff and the kind of, focus more on the things I want to do rather than trying to be super relevant or doing like the you might have, if you follow my channel, you might notice that I do a lot less videos on upcoming stuff that I don't really have, because I want to focus more on toys and gear that I actually, you know, have, that people, you know, the companies sometimes send me or I buy, or, you know, whatever, however I get my hands on them. Because I do feel like even if you can do, if I do like a talk video, that'll give me like more than double the amount of views. But I do feel at the same time that it kind of, yeah, I can do it on occasion, but I don't want, you know, to be a staple or something that people too much, you know, connect me to, because I already know that some people think I only talk about stuff that I don't own. So I kind of try and stay a little bit clear of that as well, for sure. So that's, for example, Wayne C, that's good, you know, to connect this to your question, machine versus MPC. It's kind of hard for me to talk about because I don't have the MPC Studio or MPC Touch, so it's kind of hard for me to talk about that, for sure. Definitely. JT, good seeing you, mate. Good seeing you. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. We're having a little sip of the coffee. I've been streaming for a little while, and soon it's, I think I'll, you know, we'll end it soon. So we've been talking a little bit about different synths, talking about the OP1 a lot today, actually. So, and also talking a little bit about the new synth forum, simplysynth.com. We've also been talking about the touch or touche, touch E, touch E or touche. Yeah. Yeah. So Renee, yeah, I'm going to do a video on Halloween that got some scary beats in it, some scary sounds, talking a little bit about scary sound design. Might even go into talking a little bit about fear, like in general, talking about fear, maybe. Depends a little bit about what I feel like. I'm going to record the last bits tomorrow. It's going to be like a little bit of a longer episode, I think. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it as well. Definitely. So yeah, I know it's French, Ed. Yeah, touche. But I said like touch E because I thought it was touch. I thought it was literally touch and then little an E. Yeah. All right, guys. So I think we'll be closing down the stream for today, everybody. It's been super streaming. I think I've been streaming. Have I been streaming for how long have I been streaming? I've been streaming for an hour, right? So I will try and keep the streams to like an hour and a half, just to keep it a little bit more contained. I think I'll do it regularly on Sundays. So guys, you can always try and stay tuned on Sundays. And yeah, I think that's it. New video on Tuesday about Halloween, and there will be a new video on Thursday with some beat workout with a funny thumbnail. And you guys should definitely join us over on simplysynth.com. Become a patron. It's just $1 a month if you want to. So I think that's pretty much it. So good having everybody here. I'll post the Simply Synth link because that's the project I'm working on currently. I think a lot of you guys would enjoy hanging out there. Something quite different from other synth forums. It's just a nice vibe. And yeah, so go and create some music just like Mr. Basic says. Paul LeBlanc, good having you here. And thank everybody. Thank everybody for the support. Everybody's been here, all the patrons. Thank everybody for hanging out. So, guys, have a super Sunday afternoon, and I'll chat with you later. So, stay tuned for the Halloween video. I think it'll be spooky. So, here's a little outro thingy. And JT, good having you. Talk to you later.